So, if you saw my last video, which was about Horizon, there's a big chance you didn't because the video only has like 15 views. You learned that I really liked Elden Ring. That game immediately joined my top 5 of best games ever made. And because I crave for attention, I'm gonna tell you what my top 5 is. So, there's Bloodborne, the newest member Elden Ring, Red Dead Redemption 2, and God of War. And then there's a big ass gap with The Last of Us 1 and 2 on the top. And yes, I grouped them up as the same game because the list is mine. Fuck you. But the point is, to be in this list, you gotta be a pretty special game. At least to me, of course. A game that does things really well and that most importantly, that I like. And Elden Ring, even though it has some flaws, its counterpart positives outweigh the negatives by a lot. And in this video, I am going to tell you the 3 main reasons why I fell in love with Elden Ring. So, the first thing, and the one that always comes to mind when I think about Elden Ring, the one that gives me that scratch on the anus, the exploration. And the thing is, it not only nails the exploration on the open world, but also on the big ass, dungeons, with the use of verticality and jump and shit. But yeah, the open world, it is just amazing. From the beauty of the landscape, to the little things that gives us boners and lore, it's all incredible. Watching a fortress from a distance and then having the freedom to go there whenever you want, how you want, it's just supporting that you are actually incentivized to explore without the use of pinpoints. Fuck you, Witcher 3. For example, you find a guy that can make your asshole look like a big donut, and because you like the shape of your ass as it is, you just go somewhere, level up and shit. And then you just get lost and you find cool stuff to do. I don't know, you kill another boss, you just find a new fortress and you go on, and then you remember, oh, that guy that raped me. And you just go there, you're like, everything is just so fun to do, as I said in my previous video. And I know, as the game goes on, it starts getting some repetitive stuff and it is kind of annoying. So, quick example. Let's take a look at Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, this is the time where I activate my fanboy move. A game that for some reason is loved, and I explain why I don't like it that much in my first video, check that out. You fight the same creatures a lot of times, the big ones too. And I look at those big ones not as proper bosses, but just as tough enemies or semi-bosses. But for me, that's not the problem with Horizon. The problem with Horizon falls into another category. Well, continuing. In Elden Ring, I have the same mentality. On the dungeons or the open world, these bosses that are, let's say, common, I don't really see them as proper bosses. I look at them as I would look to some tougher enemies in Horizon. The difference between Horizon and Elden Ring would be that in Horizon the health bar is located here, but in Elden Ring it is located here, making you think that it is a proper boss. So in my stupid fanboy eyes, those repetitive things just fall into how you perceive the game. Yeah, what a fucking shitty argument. But to compensate for that, everything that's, repetitive, has a meaning, It's there because it needs to be there, because Miyazaki's a genius, and because I will probably, just one thing I have to say it. In Horizon, you have one proper boss, and that boss just fucking sucks. Chinese dick. Fucking overrated, stupid game. Now, second thing that made me fall in love with Elden Ring, the build variety and how easily you can change your stuff. Not your stuff, you will always have a small dick. I think that this feature needs to be in From Software games from now on. It just makes the game so much fun and so much easier, even for new players. Think about Bloodborne, I love that game to death. But sometimes I want to play with the cost weapon. The problem is I don't have that weapon in any of my saves on the end game, which means I would have to play the game twice in a row, so it's just annoying, and it would be really cool if we could change up our builds, but we just can't. But in Elden Ring, there's no problem with that. You have like, 15 items to change up your build, and it's more than enough. Yes, it's limited, but you have such a big margin of error and of experimenting that you don't really crave for more.
In Elden Ring, man, I just vibe with the builds,
I started with a scythe, and then I went magic with the solely purpose of defeating this guy. Yes, I changed the build to defeat Radan. I don't care, I'm not ashamed, a little bit gay, I know.
I like it in the ass hardcore.
But I had to do it because I was just... Then I went for full strength and braced my weeaboo side and used the blood sword katana, and I just kept changing the build throughout the game. It was so much fun. Summing up, yeah, great feature, and I hope that From Software keeps it from now on. It just needs to be there. It's just so good. Third thing that made me appreciate Elden Ring even more. And you know it's coming. If it didn't have this feature, it would be... suck the bosses. And yes, now you are probably going out of your mind saying, oh, what the fuck? 1 boss, 2 boss, 3 boss, 6 boss the same, and you said it 5 minutes ago, you're fucking delusional, you have mental problems. Yes, I do have mental issues, and I would be better off if I was medicated. But the bosses that are good are fucking great. Yes, some of the most finest encounters in FromSoft history, and that's a fact. And these bosses that are unique, just, you know, they're here, and the repetitive stuff is here, and it just goes, you know, this goes up and this goes. I don't care about this fucking shit. The good bosses are good, and it's just fucking epic. The all-out brawl with Rakan, killing a serpent with his weapon that does this move and this move. Killing a fucking god that came from space, getting raped by a naked girl with a sword. Real life experience, by the way. And then you have the fucking music that just makes you feel the emotions even more. And yeah, adding it all up, the game is incredible. If you sum it all up, the game is undeniably, I don't care what you think, it's a great fucking game. I think that overall, you have to appreciate this game. It did something different, it's just something new, something fresh, and it's undeniably a good candidate to the Game of the Year. It's an incredible game. Miyazaki just took one of the most influential formulas of video games in the last decade, the Formula Souls, and united it with one of the most popular game formulas of the past decade, the open world, and just united them and made an incredible experience. Great video game, not that great of a video about the video game. Thank you so much for watching, and just go eat some fucking grass. I don't know, go outside, you fucking nerd.